I'm Ebong.
And I'm Sonya.
And today we're dishing with you from 19th, located at 1900 I Street Northwest. This place has a golf theme. It's called Enjoy Your Round because this is the 19th hole. This is where you come after you've had your 18 holes of golf and you're enjoying your round.
Well, usually I'm sloshed by that time.
Of drinks, of golf, of whatever, you're enjoying it.
Yeah, after the 18th hole, I mean, I'm driving the car. I've already had enough beers.
Really? You're crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
that's the way I can get through it.
Speaking of athletic things that involve numbers, sort of, the Marine Corps Marathon's coming up here at the end of the month, and today we have the race director of the Marine Corps Marathon, Rick Nealis, with us to tell us why it's the People's Marathon. What makes this the People's Marathon? Is it just a recruiting tactic for the Marine Corps? Is that what it is?
Not at all. I'll tell you, we embrace the fact that we're the People's Marathon. One, there's no prize money, but that shouldn't be a reason. It's the Marine Corps' way of reaching out to the American public, and if you've never been to a Marine Corps Marathon,
get it up close.
Seeing those Marines in action, their organization skills,
that's true,
their politeness when they put that medal around you at the finish line, it's breathtaking, and it's overwhelming.
It's not just Marines that run the marathon then, it's everybody.
It is everybody.
But there's a large number of military men out there running, and women.
Because they have to PT, right? It's like sort of ingrained in their being.
Well, it is. For me as a race director, I want the Marines and the sailors to be working that day.
Oh, okay.
So that's I need workers and volunteers. Our nation's at war, and the Marines, have been going off to do Marine Corps things. So really, it's part of the community outreach that I never had to deal with 10 years ago. We now reach out into the community, which really makes it even more a People's Marathon, because now we have the Boy Scouts, we have the charities, we have our sponsors and businesses all coming out to lend a hand out on the water points and the aid stations, and it really does become a family event.
But the People's Marathon implies that people just could run a marathon. Like, could I just roll out of bed on the 31st and just run?
You could.
23.6 miles?
26.2.
26.2, that was the distance that the original marathoner ran to marathon. Come on, Sonya.
No, I know. I don't know the actual distance because it's more than I would ever consider it.
It's more than I ever drive.
Yeah,
but I try to drive 26 miles. I mean,
who runs the marathon?
Well, what makes us, very unique? We talked about the People's Marathon. We're the fourth largest in the United States. So when you look at New York, Chicago, and Boston, they're worried about speed, world records. They're worried or concerned about, creating that atmosphere of a very fast course. I am just the opposite, and by that, with the Marine Corps Marathon, I don't have to worry about speed, and I can take our runners and turn them and twist them throughout the district as Northern Virginia and really showcase everything that we have to offer to our visitors.
Do you change the course every year, or is it the same? I mean, I know you're a race director. I don't know anything about marathons. Like I said, I don't run them, I don't drive them, I can't even deal.
You should go and cheer. Cheering at the Marine Marathon is fun.
The word even hurts my body, or my back hurts just listening to saying that. But so do you change the course every year, and how do you decide to do that?
We tweak it. This is the third year we actually have the same course. For the first 32 years, we changed the course every year.
Wow.
But we finally have found our niche.
Sweet spot.
I used to tell, when we got our permit, I used to joke about that they made us go down different streets, and I could never figure out why. And the Marines have a combat engineer group at Quantico, and we would come into the streets of our course at 02, 03 in the morning, and we would coal patch the potholes. And that's when I figured out what they were doing to us.
Stop.
Yes, that was a well-kept secret, but now Washington, D.C. and Northern Virginia does a much better job with their streets, and they no longer make me do that.
So do the same people win it every year? Is this like...
Is there always like a barefoot guy who will come in first?
From Kenya or something?
Well, we haven't seen the barefoot guy for a long time. But, again, People's Marathon. When somebody wins Marine Corps, he is now has a resume. He's able to go and find sponsors, and he's now going to probably go where there's prize money. This is a unique year. You brought that up.
Oh.
Both of my champions are coming back to defend their title. Probably the first time, I think, maybe in 35 years.
So why do you think that? Why do you think that people don't come back to defend their title? I mean, I would consider
Prize money.
Well, what else is going on? Like, what can they compete with that's keeping them from running elsewhere?
When you look at Chicago, which is 2 weeks in front of me, and a week after is New York, both of them have prize money in the 100,000s ranges.
I didn't even know it was. Oh, wow.
So
Suddenly you want to start running.
Well, what is the number one thing you think of as a race director? I mean, I would imagine that putting together a race in Washington, D.C. would be very difficult. And this one runs not only in D.C. but also in Virginia. So what's the number one thing you're thinking about? Is it about the
Safety.
course? Is it about hilliness? Safety. Okay.
Safety. The way we orchestrate and put on our race really changed after 9/11. When that happened in 2001, our course was only about 40 yards from the Pentagon. We didn't change the course that year, so that was really an emotional time for our runners who came out. We were the first event in the city. And it really, we think, jump-started the American people to get back to normalcy. When you look at, since 2002, 48 hours before the race, the DC sniper got caught.
Oh, that's right.
2003, our nation went to war. 2004 was an election year. We had some real security issues to deal with. 2005 was Katrina, and every year there's something. And this year is
Stink bugs and bed bugs. Stink bugs and bed bugs. It's going to be a lot of itchy runners this year, hopefully. Hopefully that'll be the worst of your
I will remember
Who's
that.
the celebrity? You always have like a celebrity runner, or Oprah ran it one year. Last year,
Are you kidding me?
No, serious.
Yeah.
Oprah ran it in
1994.
And then I sang the national
I thought she
anthem in
was
96
skinny.
and 97. Just saying.
Well, she changed my life. So
Oprah
put
did?
you on the
Oprah
map.
did. She put me on the map. I got I left the Marine Corps after meeting Oprah and joined a security company and went off to do the 96 Olympics of hiding with the flame and sleeping with it and protecting it. And so it was, I give Oprah a lot of credit. And then that year, right after Atlanta, the Marine Corps hired me back. So I've been doing the race director portion for 17 years.
Oh, wow.
Wait, okay, some people just cannot run this race, but they want to be a part of it. So how can you be a good spectator for this race?
We need spectators. It's coming out to be one of those 100,000 spectators that come out for over 7 hours to cheer the runners on, to bring them to the finish line. This year, the theme is about the history. You talk about Philippides. It's the 2,500th anniversary of the Battle of Marathon, where we get the name of our sport. We are going up to be one of the races that has the flame from Marathon, and we're going to take it on a tour before the marathon. We talk about traditions. We're going to incorporate that. Innovation. There's always some neat things. We're doing network for first timers, sold out at our race headquarters at the Hyatt, and it's maybe like speed dating, but for first timers, they're going to meet people from their state. They're going to meet people who are running the same time as they would be, and we're going to have music. We're going to have some fun on Friday night. Another thing that we're doing this year is we're asking the veterans who have been with us 5, 10, 15. I have 4 that have been with us the whole 35 years.
Wow.
3 of them go in the Hall of Fame, but on Saturday, we're asking those veteran runners to come out and run with me a mile and a half before the kids race. If you would like to come out and join me on Saturday
to
morning,
run?
Yes.
to run a mile and a half.
Can I walk?
Mile and a half.
And then afterwards, we're going to be
long time.
hopefully mentors to the kids. We're going to talk to them and
that's
hopefully
great.
tell them all the exciting things about our sport.
Well, there's so many exciting things about the Marine Corps Marathon.
Speaking of tradition, I am coining you.
Oh my
Here goes the bar. So
I
here's
have
my Marine Corps Marathon coin. I want my drink.
I owe you a drink.
So
See, I've
many
been,
exciting things about the Marine Corps
My
Marathon,
God.
whether you want to run
I've been trumped.
or come as a supporter, make sure that you put that on your calendar. The Marine Corps Marathon, Rick Nealis, thanks
Yeah,
so much for
thank
being
you.
with us. And as always, thank you for being with us right here on the District Dish.